Yeah, 501, A-State, stand up. It's your man, Big Bubba. Come on, one time. To all my A-State riders that done paid that price. Real hogging at night. Is you about that life? It's the hog life, baby. What you know about that? We down like spinal cord strapped in the Fleetwood Lac. West side of the 216 to be exact. Number one podcast in the A-State fact. It's the hog life, baby. It's you about that life. It's the hog life, baby. It's you about that life.
Y'all know what it is. It's the Hawglife, baby. The head hog himself, baby. You are now chilling with your best friends from the West End. And you know how we get down. We have a special guest in the building today. This right here, Willie-O. This right here means everything to me. Because I'm talking to royalty. What you think?
Yeah, I agree with that, man.
We're talking to the princess of the McNeal dynasty.
Yeah.
So,
I even go as far as to call her right now. We're in the presence of a queen.
Of a queen, that's it. The princess
queen,
that has graduated to a queen, baby.
Yeah.
Stephanie McNeal, how you doing, sweet?
I'm doing great.
Man, it's so great to have you here. Even under these circumstances, it is still great to have you here on our set. We're going to get into a lot of big things that you're doing, a lot of things you've accomplished, but we're also going to get into a lot of things that you have went through. We are on the hollow grounds. You know it, people. Brinkley High School, baby.
Yes.
The home where
The
Big Rob
Tigers.
the Shocker was a tiger, where Willie-O the Genius was a tiger, and where the lovely Stephanie McNeal was a tigerette.
That's right.
For sure.
Willie-O,
sure,
what you remember about this? What you remember about this building, baby? Talk to
Oh
me.
man, first of all, you already see I'm wearing it right now.
You wearing it? You floating it? You floating it?
I just put it on for the occasion, man.
Wow.
But yeah, I got a lot of good memories here, man. Class of '90. Oh man, well we was trendsetters, man. Class of '90 was trendsetters.
That year was a trend-setting year. You're so right about that. You're so right about that.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my classmate Chuck Johnson, man, because we were the only two black guys in the thespian club at that time.
Well, I'm gonna give a shout out to my classmate in 1997, the Queen's own cousin Donnell McNeal, who held it down on the baseball diamond, and he also held it down as a I think he was on FHA and FBLA too.
Yeah.
So yeah, Miss Stephanie, what you remember about walking on Tiger Boulevard?
Well, the thing that impressed me that I remember most is when I was in the 9th grade, I had spent my summer on the west coast in Seattle and Portland, Oregon, and I had bought this whole new wardrobe. So I had my whole new wardrobe.
You was popping.
Yes, yeah, as a freshman. Another thing I remember is Mr. Randolph walking through the hallways in them hush puppies.
The hush puppy shoes.
You never knew when he was gonna roll up on you.
Because you couldn't hear him.
Couldn't hear him.
That's right.
You couldn't hear him. And it's a fun thing. We talk about Mr. A.L. Randolph as we lay his beautiful wife, Mrs. Randolph, to rest today. We are get a shot at the A.L. Randolph building.
Yeah.
A.L. Randolph. He is the reason a lot of us is where we are today. And he's the reason I became a school teacher.
Wow.
The only thing I wasn't wearing the hush puppies. I wore Stacey
No
Adams.
hush puppy. Okay.
You can hear me coming.
I had
what you got?
I had the pleasure of talking to him while he was alive, and actually getting to tell him that he was the reason that I even patterned myself as a man. He was my role model.
He was all our role model.
I walk everything. I walk around right now in the house. They can't hear me.
Here's the funny story about a Mr. Randolph, Big Rob the Shocker story.
Yeah.
When I first started teaching back in 2001, I always wanted a Lincoln Continental.
Yeah.
I said, when I get my first teacher's check, I'm gonna get me a Lincoln. It didn't work that way.
Right.
I had to get
when
a few
you saw
checks.
what it was.
Yeah.
On my 15th check, I went put down on my Lincoln Continental because of Mr. Randolph.
Yeah.
Wow.
We gotta go back to the station wagon.
Damn.
That's right.
Man.
That's right. That's what I talked my parents into getting a station wagon just like that because he had a station wagon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, tune in for these stories and more. You already know what it is. It is the Hawglife, baby. Showtime. It is the most dangerous podcast in the A-State, baby. The coldest podcast in the A-State. You know what you're doing. You're chilling with your best friends from the West End, baby. I am the head hog himself, the shocking one, Big Rob the Shocker. And you all know who I'm rolling with, baby. That boy that stayed in Mr. Randolph's office more than the furniture. He is
Willie-O, the Genius. What it do, world? You already know what it is. Like my man said, you tuned in to the #1 podcast in the A-State, the most dangerous podcast in your area. We all up in your situation right now. Don't adjust your screens. We live and we in your face. Two kings sitting with a true queen.
Come on now, brother. I like
you
that.
already
I like
know
that,
what it
man.
is. Big Rob,
Talk to me.
You already know I got a question to ask you,
You got
baby.
a question for me, baby?
I got a question for you, baby.
Ask the question, baby.
Are you about that life?
I'm about that life.
Are you about
Come
that
on,
life?
I'm about that life.
Well, it's the hog life,
Yeah,
baby.
it's the hog life, baby.
It's the hog
Come
life,
on,
baby.
it's the hog life, baby.
And they always say, who let the hogs out? We don't care who let them out.
That's right.
We running wild today.
We running wild at the hog pen. And we on hollow ground today, brother.
We on hollow ground
We
today,
back
man.
at Brinkley High School. Yes, right, the building that A.L. Randolph built.
You sure
That's where
right.
we at right now, baby. And we are kicking it, like he said, with a queen.
Yeah.
One of our own dynasties of
Brinkley
Brinkley
royalty
Arkansas.
right now,
Brinkley
man.
royalty right here in the middle of us. We have the vivacious Stephanie McNeal in the building.
In the building.
Talk to me, Miss Stephanie. Well, since you really ready for that question, Willio,
Yeah.
are you itching?
Man, I'm itching right now. Itching for the train to come.
I know that train, man.
That's how you
tell
know
we
we
in
live
Brinkley.
at the crib, man.
It wouldn't be right.
It wouldn't be right if the
We'll be
train
right
didn't
by
come
the train
through.
coming.
But
Well,
since
Willio,
we're sitting here,
since we're sitting here,
I'm
go
going to
ahead.
ask her a question.
Please do.
Miss Stephanie, are you about that life?
Well, I'm gonna have to take a pause.
Oh,
You know, because normally that would be an offensive as being a golden lounge.
hold up.
Hold up.
Yes.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Hold
But
up.
I'll be about the hog life for about 30 minutes to an hour. I'll have to go back to that lounge.
Yeah, you
The
know,
golden lounge.
we ain't got nothing against no golden line, but you in tiger territory, baby.
Okay, you're right.
You in tiger territory,
You're
baby.
right, you're right.
So, Willio,
Go to line wouldn't even be relevant if it wasn't for the time.
you better
That's
say it
right.
with your chest,
That's
bro.
right. That's right.
So I'm gonna ask you again.
Ask her one more time.
Are you about that life?
I'm about that life.
Yes.
That's what we
Let's
talking
start
about
the
right
show
there.
now, baby.
Let's start the show, man.
Man, we here on some sad pretenses though, Willio.
Yeah, man.
We in front of the A.L. Randolph building,
Yeah.
but the matriarch of the Randolph family is being laid to rest. A servant has went and gained her wings.
True.
I want to know from both of you guys' perspectives. We'll start with you, Miss Stephanie. The impact that Laura Ann Randolph had on your life. Go.
Well, I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing if it had not been for her. I mean, you know, in my mind, there's Jesus, and there's Miss Randolph.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the impact she had on my life from, you know, living a Christian life to raising my children to trying to be a good wife. You know, I learned that at her feet. I
Wow.
mean, and this lady, you know, we spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours together talking, and she listened and, you know, imparted her wisdom. It's taken this long for her influence to penetrate my strong personality, to like want to be kind. Because she was always kind. I was
She
like,
was.
why does God have all these kind people around me? Because it's supposed to rub off on you.
They're
Yeah.
called angels.
Yeah.
They're called
So,
angels. That's right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be the person that I am striving to be had it not been.
Wow. Well, Leo, let me
Yeah.
hear you, baby boy.
I was, well, you know, I would say she was my second grade teacher, man.
Mm-hmm.
She was my teacher in second grade, and one thing I remember about her the most, I was thinking about several people that passed in my life. You know, on the drive down here this morning, I thought about my friend Steve Collier. I thought about my mother. I thought about my grandmother, and I thought about Miss Randolph. And I shed a few tears on the drive, but I was trying to sum it up. This very thing. What did she mean to me, and what did she show me? What did I learn from her? And I can sum it up in one word, man. Love.
Wow. Love
Miss
it.
Randolph was
Love it.
love,
She was.
man.
She was.
If you look up that word love, it should be a picture of Laura
Right
Ann
there.
Randolph right there by the word love, man. I'm talking about unconditional.
Yes.
And it wasn't
Yes.
because of her occupation at the time as a teacher. It's because that's what love has got to be in you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And what's in you will truly come out.
That's right.
And love was in Miss Randolph, man. And she showed it to you regardless of who you were, what your background was, regardless of whatever it was. She loved you simply because it was God's spirit that allowed her to love that way.
That's true.
And that's what I gathered
I love it.
from that, man.
Did y'all ever notice she had the ability to come in a room and light it up. She had that ability to just walk in the room, regardless of what race was in that room. She had the ability to walk inside a room, put it right there in the palm of her hand.
I even take it a step further.
Go ahead.
I seen her walk to a dead church, some dead church services.
And just light it up.
And light it up.
And light it up, man.
Light it up, sang like a hummingbird, man.
You know, and that's where my relationship with Miss Randolph come from, the Brown Chapel CME Church, baby.
Put it out there.
Brown Chapel CME Church on the west
On the
end.
west end.
Little old yellow brick church. Sit down on the west end of town, baby.
Ash Street.
Ash Street. That's what it is, baby. And I remember the days, even the church we got out there now. Remember the vacation Bible schools
Man.
with your late mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Vacation Bible school back then was school. I'll never forget the longest days I'm lived. Lord, let me see September. I'm 40 years old, strong. Miss Randolph and Miss Walford looked at all of us and said, ain't no sense no kid don't know the books of the Bible. They made us learn the second testament, the books of the Bible, through a song they made up with Yankee Doodle Tone. And that's how I learned to this day the second books of the Second Testament.
Yeah.
Miss Randolph was everything.
And that's the impact she had on me, you know. She encouraged me to teach the Word of God to my kids.
Wow.
You know, everybody want to make sure their kids, you know, in preschool they're learning ABC. She said, I'll let school teach them ABC, but I'm going to teach them the Word. And that's the impact. And because of her influence on my life, the Lord allowed me that each one of my children, I led them to Christ. And that's because of her. I mean, the last three at 3 years old, each of them at 3 years old, and my firstborn at 5 years old. And that was because of her. You know, teaching them the Word at an early age.
That is outstanding. That is outstanding. We're going to miss her. We're going to miss her. We can sit here and go for days. We can go for days on the beautifulness of Miss Lorianne Randolph and her children, the beautiful daughter she had. We can go for days, but you know, our loss is definitely heaven's gain. Definitely heaven's gain, man.
That's why it's hard to be sad.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because
a saint
we
just went
know
home.
where she
Yeah,
is.
a saint went home. A saint took their rest and went home to be with the Lord. That's all that is. And we're going to miss you. In Godspeed, we love the Randolph family. We love every last one of you. She's connected back with her husband, the great A.L. Randolph. They back up in that big school in the sky. So,
and her dear mother.
Dear mother, yeah, Miss Bo. That's right. That's right. That's right, man. So, to the Randolph family, we're praying for each and every one of you guys. We love you. And the Hawglife will continue to represent Miss Randolph in a positive and shining light, okay? Well, y'all, we've been on the road, baby.
Yeah, we've been
moving.
Man.
We've been moving.
Yeah.
And the Lord bless us to have this queen. Y'all just don't know how excited Big Rob is. I followed this woman and her work. I surprised you on the phone. I'm really gonna surprise you when we sit down and interview. How much I've been following on Miss Stephanie McNeal. But last week we had a chance to come back home and do Brinkley Day. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember Brinkley Day.
Man, that was a blessed occasion. I got a chance to see a lot of my old classmates, old friends I grew up and played football with, man. What did you take from Brinkley Day last week, brother?
You know what I got to do? I'm proud, first of all, I'm going to say I'm proud of my people in this town, man.
They showed out. They showed out last week. They did.
Y'all did what we asked y'all to do. Y'all came together, and y'all made Brinkley look like $1 million.
That's right. That's right.
No incidents. No none of that stuff. Just a bunch of old memories and funny smells in the atmosphere.
Oh, man.
We're going to say it that way.
We had a great time.
The atmosphere was lit. We're going to say it that way.
We had a great time.
But we had a good time, man. You know what? One thing I got to witness that day, man? I got to saw some. I got to see what they call some old heads in the town. These guys is late 50s, 60 or better.
Right.
During their heyday in the town, they was considered. No, not you,
baby.
I'm close to late 50s.
We can always pray to guys in this manner.
Yeah.
Woman,
We're not gonna say about the ladies, man.
And they stood around it. During their heyday, they was considered the scourge of the town, man.
They were. Yeah.
And they stood right there on the corner of White Oak and Cheney, and they was hugging and embracing each other. And they said, "Man, look what we got here. We got a group of walking miracles."
And you see the part where they held hands and started praying?
Yeah, that's what I was getting to, man. Them guys
that was
held hands,
beautiful.
started praying.
They started praying.
Then they dispersed and went out and started talking to them young cats out there, man. And they all preachers and things of that nature now. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What's one came to me? Do they still call you punkin'? I said, yes, sir. They still call me punkin'. Yes, sir. But I tell you what I took out of it, man. Shout out to my man Terrell James, aka Gold T.
Gold T, yeah.
Gold T stuck with this thing, man, and he allowed us to come in with the Hawglife and boost the Hawglife and the Hawglife boost Brinkley Day. Everybody had a candid story about somebody from yesteryear.
Yeah, everybody had a story.
Everybody had a story, and at that time, we hadn't found out Miss Randolph had gained her wings till later on that day.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. There was two Mr. and Mrs. Randolph stories right there on the corner of Chamber. There was two stories, and lo and behold, we found out she gained her wings that day. But I want to make this an annual thing, man.
Yeah.
I want to make it an annual thing.
I want to support him and hope to keep it going, man. I want to shout out his father, man.
Yes, Mr. Ike,
man.
And Miss Nettie. And Miss Nettie, yeah.
And Miss Nettie.
And Miss Nettie,
was out there doing leg work, man.
Yes, he was.
Set up tents and make sure the grills was fired up.
Right. And shout out to Denitra and Wanda. And they support their baby brother in everything he asks, man. This is a wonderful family, man, and we love it, man.
Yeah.
Gold T, man, we salute you. My brother, we love you. And keep letting God use you in every way possible, okay? Man, you ready to get into this interview?
Let's get into it.
She done came all the way from Florida.
She came a long way, man.
We got a Floridian. Let me get this hand right fast. We got a Floridian.
She done.
We got the princess who's now the queen of the McNeal dynasty.
Uh-huh.
And if you think we're not going to let this ride, let me get my water. You can tell I'm country. Let me get my water.
Get your water. Yeah.
Let me get this water. Because we got the lovely Stephanie McNeal in the building today. Stephanie, let's hear your voice, baby. Talk to us.
Well, what do you want me to say?
I want you to say whatever comes on that beautiful mind of yours. Because I'm going to tell you what I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about everybody tuning in to the Free to Love podcast. One of the bangingest podcasts in the nation, baby.
You better get out there
and check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
Be ready.
Check it out.
Be ready.
Before free to love. Don't be love to free. Free to love, baby. Free to love. But before we get into all that, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
I'm so thankful.
I'm just really impressed by what people in my hometown are doing. Like you guys are doing this. I think this is so awesome.
We're not,
so I applaud you.
And we winning. We all winning, all of us. And we're gonna get into your cheat sheet here, man. And when I heard your voice on my phone that day when you called me, I was in the middle of a session of teaching the session, and I heard that I replayed the voicemail, and I quickly shouted, "All right, everybody, put your head down. Put your head down. Put your head down." And I text you. I'm at that age I need quiet to even text.
Oh my God.
But it hit me so I was like, she hit my number. She hit my number. Thanks to Willie O's wife, she hit the number. She coming. She coming. She coming. She coming. Let us say, even under these tents that you hear, we're thankful to have you.
Well,
you could have been anywhere in the world, and we thankful you're here with us.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes. We're going to let Willie O over there kick it off, because he was itching to ask you that question.
Yeah, I was itching to ask her she about that life. She definitely told me.
She told you.
She about that life. She about that Tiger life.
Tiger life. And
84 graduate.
Come on now.
A BHS.
Can I tell a story real quick?
Go ahead.
There was a certain band member in that class.
Uh-huh.
During that time, I was in kindergarten. No, I was in first grade. That came around the school banging on a snare drum. And she winked at me.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that vision of beauty no more until Vacation Bible School that year. And I'm not going to say who that vision of beauty was because I don't want to be offensive.
You don't want to be offensive.
But I knew she was part of this classmate and she was her cousin.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm going to let you keep rolling.
All right.
Inside joke.
But she also was a graduate of UAPB.
Golden Line.
Shout out to Golden Line.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Love my alma mater.
I'm getting somewhere with this, man.
Go ahead. It's your show.
This up right
it's
now.
your show, baby. It's your show. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Since 1986. And you better shout it out when I say it.
Throw them,
AKA
throw them hooks up.
sorority.
Throw them up. That is. Throw them up, baby.
I was like, 86, what are you
I had to
talking
hear
about?
that. I had to hear
All
that.
86,
I had to
yes.
hear that.
Alpha Row in the building.
Alpha Row in the building. 86, man. So that's an amazing journey within itself. College life, sorority
And
life.
I became an AKA because Miss Randolph was an AKA.
I was just finna ask that.
That's what I was getting at right there.
You have a few line sisters from Brinkley, don't you?
Tracy is my line
Tracy,
sister.
yeah, Tracy Randolph, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Tracy's my line sister.
Wow, yeah.
I think that's all from Brinkley though.
Okay.
A couple of Forest City,
Forest City.
Pine Bluff. Yeah.
Keep going, Willie. I like where you going with this.
Yeah, that was in '86, and but to rewind a little bit before all that, she grew up in what's considered in this area a historical place. A historical place because it's black owned. It's family owned.
Right on.
And when it came to your final ride, it didn't get too much better.
I like how you put that.
You had them and you had Branscombe.
That's right, yeah.
With no extra tags on that. It was just Branscombe and McNeal Funeral Home. How was it growing up? Because, sir, correct me if I'm wrong, but before the house and all this kind of stuff, y'all actually stayed upstairs?
Above the funeral home.
Above the funeral home.
Yeah.
How was that growing up?
Well, I mean, it was all I knew.
Yeah.
So it was normal to me. I mean, because that was my home. And 1977 is when we built the house.
Okay.
And I finally got my own bedroom. But before then, I was sleeping on a pull-out couch in that one-bedroom apartment.
Yeah. And see, it's important to put just that little thing, to sleeping on the pull-out couch, because people see her now. They see us now. And they say, oh, we want to get where y'all at. We want it, but they don't understand those humble and meager beginnings that we all come from, man.
What do Big Rob the Shocker always say? Before you praise the glory, research the story.
Research the story, man.
Know the story.
Research the
Everybody has a story.
Yeah.
What? Before Picasso had a Picasso, it was what was it? A blank canvas.
Just blank canvas.
Research your story.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we talking about black owned in our own city.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get to entrepreneurship later on in the show.
Yeah.
When we talking about black owned in the city, I want to piggyback off of what Willie O was talking about. Did you see yourself in the funeral business?
No.
You didn't see it. You didn't see
No.
it.
That wasn't what you wanted to
And
do?
you know what? Who knows if my life hadn't unfolded the way that it did? If I didn't go through this period of time in which I hated my dad,
Wow.
maybe I would have.
Right.
But the thing that I always admired and appreciated about my parents is that they allowed me to do whatever I wanted to do.
That's wonderful.
They didn't say, oh, you gotta stay here and inherit the funeral home and all that. You know, I think my dad wished he had moved away from here.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
yeah, because, my dad was a trailblazer. He did a whole lot of stuff that was way before, his time. I mean, he was a marketing genius. I mean, this man, I remember back in the day, he bought an RV, and because we served all the surrounding towns, Cotton Plant, Holly Grove, Clarendon, all these places. So he renovated this RV and turned it into a traveling showroom. So if he had a body, he would, in Holly Grove or whatever, he would go the day before. They would have the wake there.
Really?
Wow.
Right. They would have the wake there, and then the next day to have the funeral. Well, the people didn't understand my dad. And do you know somebody burnt that thing down? Somebody set it on fire and burned it down.
And what year was this?
I don't even remember. I don't remember. But he just did like innovative things like that,
Wow.
And now you
for
see
whatever
people have
hated them.
Those open where you can see them and pass through and see them open like a glass case now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We are definitely in Brinkley.
Yeah, the train.
The train.
So he was on that early.
Early, yeah. We sorry, y'all. We in Brinkley.
Yeah.
We in Brinkley,
In the
Lord.
country, we know how to talk over the train.
That's right.
Yeah.
We know how to
You
talk
don't pay
over the
no
train.
attention to that.
So that was a little brief history. And we don't want to dwell too long on that.
No.
We don't want to dwell too long on that. But that's leading up to where you are and what you are doing now. Let's get into being an author. No more change.
Okay, so that
It's time for change.
yeah, so that's a book anthology. Me and 10 other authors. It was the brainchild, or it is the brainchild of Ari Squires, and it's actually the second edition where she is wanting to release the chains of generational issues. Okay, so in mine, I talk about, in my story in the book, and there's also a film, a documentary film. So we actually premiered that film in Little Rock in February.
Wow.
But so in that book, I talk about how I experienced infidelity in my marriage and how forgiveness is the thing that I learned and I am learning about. And so yeah.
Wow.
So I tell
Wow.
and if you guys get the book and y'all read the story, y'all gonna be shocked.
Okay.
At some things in the book. But it's my story. Although I'm not proud of everything that I've ever done, I'm not ashamed of who I am.
Right. Correct. And that's the way you should be. We all fall short. We all have.
Yep.
So if you can't be proud of the scars you bared, don't be proud of the rejoicing that you have to look forward to.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
We don't know the
We don't
twists and turns that the road of life gonna take us down. We don't know. The thing is to be able to stand through the whole journey.
Right.
And that's really, what I want to do with my life, because, when my dad died in 2012, it was the most beautiful funeral I ever attended. I've been to a lot of funerals, right? Being in the funeral business. But when I came back home and I saw, the legacy that my dad left with, pouring his life into at least 20 different young men that he taught the funeral business. And my thing was, okay, Stephanie, that's your dad's life. What about you? Look at you. What are you doing with your life?
Wow.
What is your purpose? What is this what you want to be remembered for? Being a hellraiser?
Oh, wow.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want your children to remember you by? And so it was after then that I really got serious with, making my life count, because, of all the things that I was going through, I never wanted, I was like, I just pray and I beg God, please don't let what I'm going through be in vain. And so I'm hoping that people will look at my life and avoid the mistakes.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Because I could tell you how this thing is going to play out if you keep going in this direction.
Right.
And so.
Well, let's segue right into it. You went through the hardships, you got the book, and now we are free to love, baby. Free to love. Where the concepts of this podcast come in? It is an amazing podcast. I tip my hat to you. The plate of food you serve to us on this podcast is beautiful. I am an avid listener of it. And I got on my phone, when you drop a new one, I go straight to it. It comes straight to me. I haven't checked out the latest one yet. So don't spoil it for me.
That's okay.
Don't spoil it for me.
They don't tell us who listens and who doesn't. But
That's
anyway.
one of mine. That's one of mine. So where the concept of free to love come from? And when did you finally get the nerve to say, it's time, it's my time, let's have it?
Well, like I said, it started in 2012. I say all the time, since you're a listener, I say all the time, forgiveness is a choice.
That's right.
And then
that's
the
right.
journey begins.
Then it begins. Right. That's
and
it.
So, in season 1, I interview adult children whose parents committed adultery.
Wow.
Because that was my story. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. And so these are things that we don't talk about in the black community or any community for that matter. However, it has a tremendous impact on our lives.
It does.
And so because I was set free from the shame of infidelity, that started with my dad in this city. Wow. And I ended up marrying a man that's just like my dad. And so, I experienced it, in my marriage. And so the thing about it is I'm not trying to bring shame on anybody. Right. I'm not trying to expose anybody, but I want to expose infidelity because it is so destructive.
It really is. It really is.
And it affects so many people. And I believe it's the truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. It's nothing that you need to be ashamed about if it's something that happened in your life.
I'm gonna piggyback off that, and I'm gonna pass it to Willie O. You said about how adultery makes an impact. If you ever notice, anything that goes against the 10 Commandments make a huge impact in your life.
That's true.
Think about it.
That's true.
Even when you don't honor your mother and father, it brings back a huge impact in your life.
Right.
And I love what you got going. I love what you're doing. Go ahead, Willie O.
I can directly relate to what she's saying because I grew up in a similar household. With the infidelity, and the verbal abuse and things of that nature. And then I turn around and not infidelity, but with verbal abuse, I found myself doing the same thing.
That's me. That was me.
You know,
You know who I committed adultery with? Sometimes you have to commit adultery with another woman.
No.
I committed adultery with my job.
Yeah.
I showed my job more attention than I did my wife.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was loving my job, and you do you. As long as you fine, the bills paid, the house is paid, the car's paid. You got nothing to complain about. What are you complaining about? And it didn't dawn on me. I was having an affair with my work. With my work. Yeah. So yeah.
And a lot of times when people do this type of stuff, it's because it's a way of escape.
Right. It is.
You know,
It
because
is.
we didn't learn the proper communication skills. And let me tell you, the thing that we need to learn as people, conflict resolution.
Yes.
That's it.
We sweep too many things under the rug.
Under the rug.
We do.
You know, and every
Before
time.
you sweep it under the rug, you know what it does.
The
right?
bigger pile it makes.
It's piled up.
Bigger
That's
pile
right.
it makes. That's right. That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this. I like everything about this. I cannot wait. You got to do a show in Brinkley. You got to do a show in Brinkley. I don't know when. I don't
In
know where.
Brinkley?
You got to do it in Brinkley. Free to Love podcast.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you. One of my classmates, Beth Traylor, she's been telling me to come here forever. And, you know, the opportunity will open
It will.
itself,
It
you
will.
know,
And when you do it,
because-
the Hawglife needs to be your guest.
Well, you should.
Yeah,
Okay,
Hawglife needs to be your guest, baby.
Okay,
And
we'll
then, you know, we got two other hogs
Absolutely.
out. We got the baby sis hog and the bully hog. And we have to have all four of them for that because
Okay.
both, you know, Shannon and Joel has shared interest in what we're discussing today. Me and Willie often talk all the time. We put on the show one day and we got a lot of feedback from it. Some negative, some positive. We grew up in the era where our fathers, and it's not that we criticizing our fathers. We're not saying that. I grew up in a house where my father didn't give that emotional support that I felt I needed.
Right.
I would grow up, a man ain't supposed to cry. Don't you cry in front of nobody. So I'm thinking
Right.
when someone passes away or something, I better keep these tears in because a man ain't supposed to cry. And when you get grown and you get in a career and you have children and you teach children, you learn that's the biggest myth ever.
That's right.
That's the biggest myth. Now what are we
And
training
what
our
have
children?
you done inside? What's going on inside of you? Because that stuff that you hold in, it's gonna come
It's gonna
out
come
either
out.
in your health or your behavior.
And that's what it did. It came out in my health. It came out in my health. I suffered a stroke in 2010. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Because I was going through a lot of things, transition on job. I was hurt. Y'all, Big Rob ain't sweating. It's this Jimmy Choo moisturizer I put on for the first time. And man, it's got me swinging. It's got me
You know,
swinging.
and that's exactly why I'm doing my documentary. I know you're gonna ask me about it. It's exactly what you're talking about right now.
There it is.
That's the reason I'm making this documentary about mental health in the black community.
Be on the lookout for that. The documentary on mental health in the African American community. Be on the lookout for it. We're not going to spill the beans, but it's a plate of food that is coming. That is coming. So this is good. I'm having fun, man. I'm having fun. Willie, what you see down there, baby?
Talking about, let's get into this beautiful family that you
Oh,
talking about
yes.
those
Oh,
wonderful
yes.
children.
Oh, yes.
Leah,
Oh, Leah.
Naya.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Solomon, and Harry.
Yeah.
Harry Jr.
I love
He's
hearing
actually the fourth.
The fourth.
love
Got you.
hearing
Got you.
brag on their children. I'm gonna say
I do
brag
too.
on their children.
I do
'Cause
too.
We could talk about your children, but nobody knows your children
Like
better
mama.
than you.
Like mama. I love it.
You
Go
know
ahead.
something I was thinking about this morning about being a mother. Our children, if you're a mother, and you birth them, they are the only people on this earth that knows what your heart sounds like from the inside.
Wow. That's profound.
Say that
wow.
one more time. Say that one more
Please.
time. Somebody
Our
missed that.
children are the only ones that knows our heart from the inside.
Yes. That's a profound statement.
And so you hear people say, my children are my heart walking on the outside.
Yeah.
And I just thought about that this morning when I was thinking about Miss Randolph and I was thinking about her girls. They're the only ones that knows how her heart sounds from the inside.
Wow. Wow. I
And,
love that.
you know, my children are, they're so awesome. They are a blessing to me. The reason why I wanted Fortune, let me tell you a quick story. Miss Randolph, their family has been
Yeah.
a savior to me. And as I was doing my work to heal back in 2012 when I came home from my dad's funeral, I realized the reason why I wanted to be at their house all the time is because they had a sense of family and security that I wanted. You know, and that and I saw a family, and I always wanted my family to be together all the time. You know, for the husband and wife and the children. So that was a sense of stability for me. Even though my parents, you know, I grew up with my parents, but my mother worked out of town a lot and all that. But you talk about my children. You know, like when you get older and you start to have your family, my mother started to clean out her house and send my junk that I had at her house to Florida. So I remember when she sent me her my high school yearbook. So you know, you got all the things, and so in the back of the book is a page called "Looking Ahead," and it said what you want to be doing and career-wise. And what I wrote in 1984 when I was a senior in high school, I said I wanted to be in the medical field tied in with public relations. Do you know my first job out of graduate school was pharmaceutical sales?
Wow.
That's exactly what I
spoke
had
it into
written.
existence.
I
Yeah,
said
you
I
spoke it.
wanted to be married to a tall, dark, and handsome man.
I'm sorry I wasn't available at the time. I'm sorry. 1984.
I
I was still.
did that.
I was 6.
And so in terms of the in terms of the children, I said I wanted 2 boys and 2 girls. And that's what God gave me.
Oh, I love that. I love everything about that.
I didn't even remember I had asked that. I didn't even know I had written that.
Man.
So that's why the word says, write the vision down and make it plain. I wrote that down, and God made that happen. I never even remembered that I wrote that.
I'm going to play devil's advocate because I normally play that on the show. Of all 4 of your babies, which one remind you more of you?
Oh, Leah, without a doubt. She already knows.
The baby girl.
She is my mother's
The
revenge.
baby girl. Oh,
Yes.
thank you so much, Triple
Thank
Dub.
you.
Let's give a shout out to Triple Dub, man, and Will West Studios.
Thank you.
And they are some wonderful kids, man. They're wonderful kids, man.
Yes, sir. Shout out to J Rock.
J Rock, the Juggernaut.
P Funk, man.
Yes, sir.
Excellent guys, man. They
So
work hard.
we talk about Leah. Leah, we hope you're watching, baby, because Mama said you are her.
She knows.
You are her spitting at 'em.
She knows.
Which one is the one that tries to keep everything balanced? She got
Well,
that one that,
I say, that's between Harry, my oldest, and Naya. Naya is the mama of the family.
yeah.
She keeps the pulse. She has the pulse of everybody's heart. She's the one that sees and notices things that other people don't. Because
Wow.
she's an introvert, so she's a lot like her dad. She's an introvert, but she's always watching, and she's keeping, like I said, the pulse of the family's heartbeat.
I love everything.
And Solomon, he's true to his name. God gave me his name 2 years before he was born.
Wow.
And
Wow.
to be, even from a child, he's always had wisdom way beyond his years. Yeah.
So when the last time you been in Brinkley? Prior to that?
Well, I came through here in February.
In February, going to Little Rock, doing your
Going
documentary.
to Little Rock for the premiere, yeah.
You in Florida. Beautiful sunny Florida. Weather stays 70-ish.
Yes.
To maybe, what the hottest get down there?
It's in the 90s.
90s?
Yeah, no, that's 70 in the winter.
Oh, okay, so year round,
wintertime,
y'all got
it's
the good
70.
70.
But in the summertime, it's 80 and 90. And the thing about Florida is that it's hot, it's humid, but it stays hot. October, November, December, it's still hot. And
Still
humid.
hot.
Yeah.
You come back through home, because this is home. This is where you come up at. Graduate
I'm a proud Arkansan.
1984 graduate.
Oh.
You come home. What is something you see in 2019 that you saw in 1984 that you wish had evolved now in 2019?
Okay, ask that question again.
You left here, you got graduated 1984. We go down to UAPB, aka you come back, you make a life in Florida, beautiful life in Florida. You come back to Brinkley, it's 2019. You left here in 1984. The infrastructure that you saw back then, do you see that same infrastructure in 2019?
Sadly,
That's why I should have put that question.
sadly, no.
We don't see it.
The thing that I always thought about Brinkley, and the reason I don't understand why nobody's doing this is, and it's something that I wanted to do, but you know, and if somebody's listening, maybe we can do it in the future. I think, you know, because, you know, businesses are moving away from here.
Yes,
Like there's no
yes.
jobs here.
Yes.
But this is the perfect atmosphere for entrepreneurship.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Okay.
it is. Yes, it is.
Why aren't people opening businesses? Why aren't people getting grants to teach people from children to start their own businesses? You know, you got plumbers. You're always gonna need plumbers. You're always gonna need carpenters and contractors. You're always gonna need electricians, handymen. You know, you're always. I mean, the service industry. I mean, I know where I live, healthcare is becoming big because the baby boomers are getting older. You know, you got home healthcare companies that could be started. You got all kind of personal service companies,
Okay.
catering. I mean, who's teaching people how to start businesses? You know, I know that was my dad's passion. And I would love to like start an entrepreneurial center in my mom and dad's honor here.
Wow. Wow.
And when we had that building uptown before I sold it, I was wanting to find somebody that would have a vision to carry it there. I couldn't do it all from Florida, but you know, who knows? God knows that's a desire of my heart to teach these children or even adults entrepreneurship or felons.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
and that's what I wish the baby sis Hog was here, because she is doing an entrepreneurship plug June 8th.
Yeah.
2 o'clock, 6 p.m. Entrepreneur freelance plug. Y'all beat us there, don't meet us there. Brinkley Convention Center. I wish that was taught to me in school. I wish they would have taught us about credit in school. Here's why. I'll be 40 years old. Lord, let me live to see September. You know how I learned about credit?
By yours getting messed up.
I had to mess up bad and mess up very bad, and then work extra hard
to overcome it.
to overcome it and get it back level to where I'm able to get what I need when I need it now.
Right.
I was never taught about credit.
Yeah.
I was never taught about grants, loans, being an entrepreneur. So when I went to school, I want to be a coach. Got to worry about none of that stuff as a coach, right? Wrong.
Right.
Went to get my first house. Interest rate was so high that it was like I'm wasting time putting down for a house because now my credit's shot. I'd have let somebody else open something up in my name, and that's the cardinal sin to do. But had I learned those, now need I mind y'all, I'm not 30 in my 30s when I learned this. I'm 19.
Oh wow.
We at college, they got credit card stands that you go in college.
That's right.
You
They
can
just
sign
give
up.
it to you. Yeah.
I'm getting a credit card in 2 days. What I do? The
spend
first mall I see, I'm thinking I'm balling with $1,000 credit limit in 1998. Indian Mall took the whole 1,000. Now I'm left with this debt now. Interest rate piling up. So I love what you're saying. I love everything you're saying, man, and I'm just full right now. Y'all, we got Stephanie McNeal on the show today. Willio, I'm gonna let you in this bad boy because we got to get down. She got some more places she has to be,
Yeah.
but she came here to us first.
She came out to hang out with the Hogs. Man. I just want to say personally, Stephanie, I appreciate you coming through, finding the time to even sit with us. I know you got a busy schedule. You're a woman on the move. Keep moving. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep letting God guide you.
That's right.
Keep following His direction. He gonna continue to bless you. You just see the tip of the iceberg. Baby.
That's it. That's it.
You just see the
That's
tip
it.
of the iceberg. You can be on TV. Mark my words. You can be on TV.
From your lips to God's ears.
That's right.
Yeah. You can be on TV.
They say what two or more touch and agree, right?
Hey,
Put it there.
let's put it right here, right
Bad
now.
down.
We agree.
We agreeing.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Well, let me tell you, I've always been impressed by you, and I didn't even meet you because of how highly she spoke of you.
Oh wow. Wow.
I wonder if she
Years
speak
ago.
highly about the little boy that was like watching her play the snare drum.
Here, man, you and all the rest of them little nappy head boys.
Wonder did she speak about us?
So many kids crushing on the drummer back then.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know one thing I remember about Brinkley's band back then?
Talk to me.
They was at least 100 members.
Ooh.
Good.
They
I'm
wrapped
like,
around a
this
corner.
set.
They stretched out across that
They
football
stretched
field
out
at
across
halftime,
that field,
man.
boy.
And they looked and sounded amazing back then.
And they used to move, brother.
Shout out to Mr. Van
Mr.
Marriott.
Van Marriott.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Marriott, man.
Yes, man.
In my opinion, the best that they ever had here, man.
Oh man,
Yeah,
we
Mr.
was
Marriott
little
had a
kids,
sharp, man.
and when we was coming up as little kids, that little drummer girl we talking about.
Yeah.
For some odd reason, whether it was a homecoming parade, whether it's a Christmas parade,
Yeah.
she found the spot where the shocking one baby Big Rob was at,
She searched out.
and she stopped.
Yeah. She couldn't miss you, you know what?
Watch, come
You
here.
had that glow in the dark ring
I
pop.
did. And if she ever got close to me, she would have got a green ring
got a
pop.
green ring pop.
She would have got a green ring pop, man. And she would had her hair long.
Yeah.
Had it down.
Yeah.
And when she throw it, she boom. She throw it. And then she did this here.
Yeah.
She winked at
It
me.
looked like it was in slow motion, didn't it?
One time,
Listen,
boy,
I know. There's something sexy about a drummer.
a drummer.
Yeah,
And back
'cause
then,
I
see,
remember
Sheila
when-
E. was the hot thing.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And
yeah.
I was my own Sheila E.
Yeah. We had our own Sheila.
She took Sheila E. from you.
Yeah, I took it from her. I ain't been right ever since.
I ain't been right ever since. I ain't been right ever since. Stephanie, you got to tell anybody anything? What's coming up? Anything coming up that you want them to know about?
What
We
you
got a plug?
coming up? Yeah, what you
Well,
wanna plug?
just like he mentioned earlier, please check out my podcast. If you like it, the Freed to Love podcast. That's FREED, the number 2 love.com. That's where you can find it. If you like it, write us a review. That's how other people learn about it.
Good
But
deal.
also look out for the Free to Love book. So I'm writing my own book as well.
Can't
so
wait.
I got a lot
Free to Love
going
book.
on.
Yes.
You know, I receive what you pronounced today, what you proclaimed today, because when I tell you the enemy has been fighting me
Well, he got
for me
something
to
to fight.
shut up,
He got something to
to
fight.
stop, to give
See,
up.
because God done gave you something to say.
That's right.
And
But
don't
you know
want it
what?
out there.
That's right. You know, because it's like I want people to tell their stories, because we overcome by the word of our testimony and by the blood of the Lamb.
I love it.
And
Love
when
it.
you know the truth shall make you free. So, you know, the enemy wants to keep, darkness, keep everything a secret,
Yeah.
you know. And if it's a secret, we can't be healed. And so,
Exactly,
you know,
exactly.
a lot of times it's holding back that keeps us
Right.
sick.
Right.
You know, it's holding
Wow.
it in that
Loving
keeps
all
us sick.
this.
But when we put it out in the open, ain't nobody's judging you, because we all got something. We all got something that we're fighting to overcome.
That's
and
right.
so,
That's right. That's
I
right.
just thank you guys for this platform that you're
Man,
building. I
thank
support
you.
you and what you're doing.
We're supporting you.
know,
Yes,
and,
indeed. Thank you.
You know, I'm just thankful that I was able to be here and reach out to Alicia to come here. And so I'm just proud of you guys.
Before we get out of here real quick, shout out to Mia Banks. 96.5 Mia Banks. She did us a dope drop. Kid, keep doing your thing. Keep letting God use you as well. You are a young queen, and we are thankful, and we praise God for you, and we glad to see you reign. Shout out to the Bully Hog. Shout out to the Angry Hog. And shout out to the Baby Sis Hog. Freelance Entrepreneur Plug, June 8th. Let's get it, people. It's June 8th or June 9th. So make sure. June 8th. Brinkley Convention Center, 2:00 p.m. Get your tickets while they hot. We have the lovely Stephanie McNeal. You got a 216 for us, baby?
216 for lots for this week, people. It's this. Don't be so concerned with people judging you and what they think about you. Be more concerned with judging yourself. Your judgment of yourself is what truly matters. Other people's judgment of you is worthless. True judgment is God's judgment.
That's right.
That's
That's right.
216 for lots for this week.
Beautiful, baby.
Remember that if nobody else love you, we
We love you.
More importantly, you gotta love yourself.
My man, DJ Radio Raheem. We love you, brothers, and everything. Stephanie, it has been a pleasure. We know you got a full day ahead of you today. So we're going to get you on out of here. Donnell, Dr. Lowatus, Donnell McNeal. You got some big shoes to follow, my brother. But we waiting on you
So
too,
proud
man.
of him.
We waiting on you too. Shout out to the entire class of 1984.
84.
God bless you all. And to that drummer that was back in that class too. If you out there listening, if you really were out there listening, Pumpkin is all grown up.
Oh my God.
I am the head hog, the shocker one. Big Rob the shocker. He is.
The triple OG, you already know what it is. Willie, yo, the genius.
If you don't mind saying it one more time, she is. Go ahead, tell them who you are.
Stephanie McNeal.
There it is.
There it is.
There it
You know
is.
what I'm saying?
And it is the Hawglife, baby.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
It is the most dangerous podcast in the A-State, the coldest podcast in the A-State. You are chilling with your best friends from the West End. It is the shocking one, Big Rob the Shocker. He is
Willie, yo, the genius. That's right. You are tuned in to the #1 podcast in the A-State, the most dangerous podcast in the state of Arkansas, the Hawglife, baby.
Willie O. What's that question you got for him?
Are you about that life?
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 It's the Hawglife, baby.